The rise and breakout of Bukayo Saka is nothing short of astonishing. From Hale End's quiet pitches to becoming the face of Arsenal's modern era, Saka has carried the weight of a club, a nation, and a dream, all before turning 25.
Ooh, wait, to win the league or they sell me?
Saka ain't going nowhere, bro.
Never. That's not worth it. That's not worth it. That's our star boy. That's like your son.
I think second. Wow.
He isn't just Arsenal's most important player. He's their identity, their heartbeat, their spirit reborn. Through every knock, every injury, every moment of fatigue, he always comes back stronger.
It seems unstoppable though. What do you look for in the defender when you make that move?
I'm not going to tell you to.
He's the heir to Thierry Henry's legacy, not because he mimics him, but because he embodies the Arsenal way, elegance, humility, and pure fire on the pitch. And in this new era, surrounded by stars like Victor Gyökeres, Eberechi Eze, Martin Odegaard, Declan Rice, and Martin Zubimendi, Saka has finally found the perfect ecosystem to unleash his prime. Arsenal are terrifyingly good right now. They don't just play beautiful football, they dominate, they suffocate, they inspire. But at the center of it all, the pulse that keeps this red machine alive is Bukayo Saka.
Bukayo was just, yeah, he's good. But it wasn't the talk of
the ones that
the academy, you know? And so that's why I have mad respect for Bukayo. And yeah, I have a soft spot for him. He's my favorite player. He's been there for a long time. He's so nice. I never thought he was going to reach the level that we're seeing him. He's a starter for England. He's a starter obviously for Arsenal. I remember when he started at the beginning, he was playing wing back on the left, on the right, wherever there was a position he was playing in, he was doing well. And the evolution of his game is just outstanding.
The perfect complement to Gyökeres, the safe passing line for Odegaard.
Odegaard tries to weave some magic.
The width that stretches defenses for Eze. He's the tactical key and emotional leader of Mikel Arteta's masterpiece. Last week, Saka reached yet another milestone, his 100th goal contribution in the Premier League.
Sariola scores!
His penalty against West Ham marked his 200th appearance, becoming the 7th youngest player in history to reach 100 goals and assists combined. Thierry Henry himself messaged him that morning. Later that week, he scored a thunderbolt against Wales, officially becoming England's all-time top scorer, a moment of pure destiny. 3 goals in 7 matches might not sound world-shattering, but anyone watching knows the truth. When Saka is on the pitch, Arsenal are different, more fluid, more dangerous, more alive. Bukayo Saka isn't just playing well. He's entering a phase that could define Arsenal's modern history. The number 7 carries the weight of legends on his back, and his mission is clear. Bring the Premier League trophy back to North London and etch his name in gold alongside the Immortals. There's a poetic symmetry to Bukayo Saka's numbers. 100 goal contributions in 200 Premier League appearances. A clean split that mirrors his balance as both creator and finisher. 55 goals, 45 assists. 2 sides of the same brilliance. He's not just a winger who scores, nor simply a playmaker who serves others. He's both, and he's mastered that duality. Even after missing 3 months last season with a hamstring injury, Saka has still managed to reach double figures in combined goals and assists for 4 consecutive seasons.
Zinchenko, Bukayo Saka twisting!
That's consistency reserved for the elite, the kind of rhythm that defines careers, not just seasons. And while some critics might point to penalties or corners as padding his stats, the numbers tell a deeper truth. Out of his 100 contributions, only 22 have come from set pieces. 12 goals, 10 assists. The rest, pure football, movement, intelligence, timing. Since 2021-22, he's become Arsenal's go-to man for corners, quietly adding another layer to his game. 3 assists from corners in both the 2021-22 and 2024-25 campaigns. Small details that reveal a player obsessed with progress, with perfection. And then there are the penalties. Once his trauma, now his weapon. Since that painful miss in the Euro 2020 final, Saka has converted 12 of 13 Premier League penalties. Ice cold composure from a player who learned the hardest way. In 2023-2024, he took 6 spot kicks, his highest tally, mixing placement and power like a veteran. The only miss came in that infamous 2-2 draw against West Ham, a moment that symbolized Arsenal's slip in the title race. But even that tells you something about Saka. He doesn't hide. He doesn't run from responsibility. He carries it, learns from it, and next time, he buries it. Bukayo Saka isn't just a player who racks up numbers. He's a player who changes moments. When Arsenal needs someone to rise above the noise, it's always him. Time and time again, he delivers when it matters most. Think back to Euro 2024, the quarterfinal, his equalizer against Switzerland to drag England into extra time. Or his milestone strike against Aston Villa, the 2000th Premier League goal in Arsenal history.
Saka. Oh, he's found the net.
Or that thunderous finish against Real Madrid in the Champions League, a goal that announced to all of Europe that Bukayo Saka is now one of football's elite match winners. He thrives in the spotlight, against the bigger opponents, under the heaviest pressure. When everything's on the line, Saka shows up. His record against the Premier League's Big Six says it all. 6 goal contributions against Tottenham.
Bukayo Saka could be in, and he scored!
5 against Chelsea and Manchester United.
Saka, there was no real challenge from Chelsea, and look what's happened. Bukayo Saka has looped it over Mendy, and Arsenal lead by 3.
4 versus Liverpool. And 3 against Manchester City. No fear, no hesitation, just output.
Ellie ahead of him if he chooses to use him. Goes infield instead!
But what's even more impressive isn't just who he scores against, it's when. Out of his 55 Premier League goals, 29 have directly changed the course of matches. Nearly half of his strikes have either drawn Arsenal level or given them the lead. What makes Bukayo Saka truly terrifying isn't just how often he scores, it's how he does it.
Odegaard, found by Trossard. Now Saka. Oh, it's beautifully done.
Over the years, his catalog of open play goals has become a masterclass in variation and precision. From long-range drives to close control finishes inside the box, Saka has built an arsenal of his own. Early in his career, many of his goals came from the wings. Sharp cuts inside, quick 1-2s, a burst of acceleration, and a finish at the near post. But in the 2022-2023 season, something changed. He began to appear in more central zones, reading the rhythm of Arsenal's attacks and timing his runs to perfection. Every finish looked deliberate, controlled chaos executed with surgical precision. By the following campaign, his goals began clustering just off-center, a reflection of how much smarter his position had become.
Saka! Big Meeks! Uncle Meeks! You know I love you, you know. I love you so much. What a player, what a guy. Come on, let's bring it home now, eh?
Are you an Arsenal fan or not? Because sometimes you are,
Bukayo,
sometimes you're not.
I don't want to tell
I
tales,
love you.
but I do think that...
And within that evolution, he developed what has now become his trademark, the right-footed strike into the roof of the net, unleashing from a narrow angle just outside the near post. A shot that feels inevitable the moment he shapes his body for it. He showcased that signature move again in his most recent goal against Wales, a stunning display of balance and intelligence. Receiving the ball at the edge of the box on the right flank, Saka feinted with a subtle hip movement, created a sliver of space, drifted a few steps towards the center, and unleashed a rocket into the top corner. Against Leeds, he showed a variant of that same finish. Instead of curling it into the far corner, he blasted a missile straight towards the keeper's post, exploiting the smallest gap with sheer power. That's Saka's brilliance, adaptability, precision, and ruthlessness all in one motion. Every time he cuts in from the right, there's a split second where defenders already know what's coming. But it doesn't matter. They can't stop it. There's something about Tottenham that brings out the very best of Bukayo Saka. For 3 straight seasons, the North London derby has felt like his stage, Arsenal's weapon of choice in chaos. When Spurs push high, Saka waits patiently on the flank, silent but lethal, ready to pounce. And when the ball breaks, it's over. He bursts forward, gliding past defenders, choosing perfectly between shooting or setting up a teammate.
It's 5 and then 5 in front of them. Saka in behind them. And Rice makes it 5.
That simple pattern, staying wide, breaking fast, and punishing space, has yielded 6 goals in these fiery encounters. Cold efficiency wrapped in pure emotion.
Excellent first touch. Bukayo Saka could be in, and he scored!
But it's not just goals where Saka leaves his mark, it's in how he connects. Every season reveals new patterns of chemistry, new creative partnerships. Back in 2019-2020, his versatility was astonishing, assisting from the right wing, from left back, even from central midfield. It was a young player learning every blade of Arsenal's grass, mastering every angle of play. Then came the Smith Rowe era, the Hale-End connection that reignited Arteta's Arsenal. Saka and Emile played like they'd been dreaming football together since childhood. Sharp 1-2s, daring overlaps, effortless rhythm. Together, they carved open defenses with one-touch brilliance and fearless youth.
Can they hang on? Stay with us. We'll talk all about Arsenal and...
Their numbers tell the story of golden partnership, assisting each other 6 times before turning 22. In Premier League history, only Ronaldo and Rooney managed more at that age. The parallels are uncanny.
This is tidy. Saka's cross.
Young, fearless, carrying a historic club on their shoulders. By the 2021-22 season, Bukayo Saka's assists had taken on a signature look, a rhythm, a precision, a pattern every defense feared but still couldn't stop. That was the year Arsenal's attack truly came alive under Mikel Arteta. Saka created 7 goals that season, and 3 of his 4 open play assists came from a deadly move. He has perfected a right-footed cutback into the heart of the penalty area. Simple, sharp, devastating. It was his message to the Premier League. He wasn't just a left-footed winger who could cut inside. He was evolving into something far more unpredictable. And defenses noticed. Suddenly, Saka was double marked, sometimes even triple marked. Every time he received the ball on the right, there were traps waiting for him. But instead of shrinking, he adapted. So did Arsenal. In 2022-23, that adaptation took full shape. Ben White became the team's first choice right back, a more attacking option than Takahiro Tomiyasu, and that changed everything. White's overlaps and underlaps created distractions, dragging defenders out of position and freeing Saka to wreak havoc in the final third. That season, Saka delivered 11 Premier League assists, his personal best. Just 2 came from corners. The rest were pure playmaking. 5 low crosses into the box from Martinelli or Trossard, 3 quick layoffs, and 1 disguised through ball. 5 of those assists came from his left foot, 4 from his right. That balance made him almost impossible to read. Whether cutting inside or darting down the line, he always found a way through. As rivals became obsessed with stopping him, Saka kept adding new tools to his game. In 2023-24, Arsenal started slower than before, often trailing in matches they'd once dominated early. But Saka became their closer, the difference maker in the dying minutes. He began sending deeper crosses to the far post, often catching defenders flat-footed. That technique flipped games, rescuing a draw at Stamford Bridge against Chelsea, sealing a comeback win at Brentford, and creating Havertz's breakthrough against Wolves. He even produced an almost identical assist for Martinelli against Southampton weeks later. By December, he was rewriting assist records, setting up Trossard against West Ham in Arsenal's 13th game. Saka became the 4th fastest player in Premier League history to reach 10 assists in the season, matching a pace set by Thierry Henry himself. But just as Arsenal's attack began to peak, the hamstring injury came. 3 months without their spark, their creator, their heartbeat. And that absence proves something that numbers can't fully capture: how much Arsenal's system depends on Bukayo Saka's intelligence, timing, and calm in chaos. Had Bukayo Saka not missed those 3 months nursing his hamstring, he could very well have challenged the iconic Premier League assist record, 20 in a single season, jointly held by Thierry Henry and Kevin De Bruyne. That's how close he was. That's how consistently brilliant he's been. This season, the numbers tell a slightly different story. More goals, fewer assists. 3 goals in 7 games across all competitions. 2 and 5 in the league.
Back to the feet of Saka, and it squirms it.
But don't be fooled. This isn't regression, it's evolution. The winger who once lived to create is now adding a ruthless edge to his finishing. At just 24 years old, his numbers are staggering. In Premier League history, he already ranks 8th amongst Arsenal's all-time goal contributors. Theo Walcott sits 5th with 107, a mark Saka could surpass this very season. And from there, the chase continues. Ian Wright, Robin van Persie, Dennis Bergkamp, and finally, Thierry Henry. The names alone show the path he's carving, step by step, record by record. But it's not just club history. He's rewriting his national history too. His thunderous strike against Wales wasn't just another goal, it was a record breaker. Saka is now Arsenal's all-time leading England goal scorer, surpassing Cliff Baston's 86-year-old record of 12 goals. Baston's first came in 1933, his last in 1938. 86 years later, Saka shattered it in poetic fashion against the very same opponent he debuted against in 2020. And England hasn't stopped marveling since. From his hat-trick against North Macedonia, to his crucial equalizer in the Euro 2024 quarter-final against Switzerland, Saka's story with the Three Lions has become one of redemption, courage, and relentless growth. Twice named England's Player of the Year, twice the heartbeat of his country. Even Thomas Tuchel, now England's manager, has set the bar sky high, expecting 30 goals a season.
How many goals did he score for England?
13.
13? 1-3.
1-3 for England.
This has to be more, it's not enough. So he needs to keep on going. I thought it's 30 at least, and then I would have said, well, it's not enough, because I'm never satisfied.
And Mikel Arteta, the man who shaped Saka's rise, sees the shift too. He's loving winning more than ever, Arteta said. Not just the way he plays, the way he competes. It's in his system now. And that's the scary truth about Bukayo Saka. He's no longer the bright Hale-End kid defying expectations. He's a monster of efficiency, a complete right winger who combines Henry's calm, Sterling's explosiveness, and Beckham's precision in one terrifying package. He's not just Arsenal's future, he's the present, a player who terrifies fullbacks, inspires teammates, and keeps rewriting what's possible for an English winger. Bukayo Saka is in his, and if this is only the beginning, the rest of Europe should be very, very afraid.